Yes, sir. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We have our guest in the building. Our guest today is a bundle of talent, as is a rapper, businessman, and now you can call him an actor after the amazing work he did on Kemi Adetiba's King of Boys. Wondering who we are talking about is no one else than that Igbo boy, Ili Chapo, Oga Boss, Odogwu Malay, too many AKAs. Ladies and gentlemen, we have got Illbliss in the building.
Thank you,
so
guys.
many AKAs.
We killed 100 cows to bring Odogwu Malay.
Yes, so.
Man.
120. Add another 20 to the 100.
Wow.
There's a lot of cows.
A lot.
Yes. Thank you so much for having me on your show.
Welcome. I mean, it's good to have you back. And thank you so much. It's family. And every time we call, he's always there answering us, even when he has crazy schedules. And we really do appreciate.
Thank you.
Now, I know that things have really changed. Like, Illbliss, Oga Boss, and then at some point, you just switch things up for us. Like, what? And then we saw the movie. And we're like, what?
We didn't know he could do that.
We didn't know he could do that, Odogwu Malay. I really want to know how you got called.
Yeah.
And how you react for your scripts. And
2 words. Kemi Adetiba. I think we should give a round of applause for Kemi. Kemi is Superwoman. She's fantastic. She's such an icon for women, for young women in the arts. You know, so Kemi called me and for King of Boys 1 and she just said, Ili, there's a role I want you to look at. And I knew that wasn't part of my plan. There was nowhere. And you can ask him because he's known my career for so many years. We never spoke film. It never came up. You know, I wanted to shoot films at some point, maybe invest in a couple of films, but act wasn't part of that. So Kemi and I started talking. She was like, this is character. You know, I just want you to look at him. I'll send you. Wow. Yeah, so she'll call me and I'll be like, no. Yeah.
That's a long time.
Then afterwards, she stopped calling me. I think she probably got the memo. And I still didn't read the script. What? So I think this was happening 2018, February. So around February, March, April, May, June, sometime in June, I was just going through my email and I saw a KOB PDF file. And I was like, what's this file from Kemi Adetiba? And I clicked and behold, it was a script. I said, wow, let me look at the script and see. I just started to read it. First 3-4 pages.
Why you distressed me?
I'm like, if there was any film that I was going to do, I like this guy's character. Then I picked up the phone and I called her. You know, Kemi and I like to call it the call of shame.
So after how many months?
Because in my mind, I was like, film is done. You guys are probably going to just go straight to post-production and just go straight to cinema. Then she calls, like, Ilya, I'm not talking to you. I'm like, wow. Kemi, how far? Did you make that film? And she was like, no, because we haven't casted the guy. We've been looking for this guy. I'm like, Kemi, just send me contract, I'll sign. So I now signed off. Then we sat down. The guy's name wasn't always Odogwu Malay. He had another name. I can't even tell you guys' name. It's not dope enough. So, so I just told Kemi, we need to change this guy's name. Something more powerful. You know, I'm from the Southeast. I was born in Enugu, and I grew up, all my life I grew up there. So there's a way we have names. Like, we don't talk about honey now. They say, honey, Indonesia.
Don't add that.
Yeah.
She don't add down. Tomorrow, you will hear honey, Indonesia.
Or they'll be like, Lanre, Bangladesh. You know, so it's always about what we hustle. It's always where, so if you're in Kentucky, they will say, okay, Mike, Kentucky. That's how
Obi Cyprus.
I know.
Obi Cyprus.
Malaysia.
OJ Spain.
OJ Barcelona. And that's how it happened. So I told Kemi to give me like 24 hours. Let me call the South. Let me call my guys in the East.
Okay.
And I know you have to do the research.
Wow, consultation.
You can't just come up with it. So I called them and I called my guy. Shout out to my guy MGB Ikenna. I said, Ikenna, where are you? He said, we're drinking somewhere. I said, okay, that's all you guys always do. Drink somewhere. I need names. I just need about 10 names, and I'll give him the profile.
Yeah.
Okay, so this guy is a street guy. You know, a guy has a lot of authority. This is his body size. Because Kemi showed me a production Bible.
Oh.
Everybody in that movie had we all have production Bibles. So from Auntie Sola to Reminisce. So you see every single thing, down to mannerisms, down to how you talk, down to if you have a limp, if you use a walking stick, if she's that detailed.
Wow.
You know, so that's why the characters worked.
Yeah.
That's why for every character, you know, it was well established. And then 10 minutes later, my guy calls me back and says, okay, get a pen. Okay, so there's AGK Kentucky. There's Odogwu Malaysia. I'm like, wait, I like that one. So I took about 10 names and gave it to Kemi. And Kemi was like, what is this Malay? Because I called it Odogwu Malay. He said, what's this Malay? I said, Malaysia. I said, there's a ring to this one. Let's use this one. And that's how we birthed a totally fictitious guy called Odogwu Malay. You understand? Then I, of course, now had to step in as Illbliss. It was a bit close to what I am as a rapper. Because, you know, I have a lot of culture and Eastern vibes in my and I'm always on my Oga level.
You know,
so it just gelled.
Amazing.
So that's how we got on set. I met Adeswa and Tishola, beautiful, amazing people. Reminisce and I were the first-time actors. But Kemi never made it stressful.
Wow.
She eased us into the process, made us believe the characters, and let us rock the characters, own the characters, and interpret the characters the way we felt most comfortable.
That's really amazing, I must say. You enjoyed playing the role in the first part. So when you found out that there was going to be a second part and it was going to be series, how did you feel about that? It
was more work. Because now, for the second part, they had to stretch me emotionally. Sometimes Odogwu was confused. Sometimes Odogwu was angry. Sometimes Odogwu was mean. Sometimes I was in the club. Sometimes I was, sometimes
when they're drinking.
Always had a sense of humor. I was always turning up. So they wanted that lively part of Odogwu Malay. And you know, I hadn't been, that was 5 years after the first one. So I needed to have been a bigger guy. No, 5 years in the sense, 5 years for the movie. So it was 5 years after the first part. So Odogwu was meant to have been richer, older, had a family now, you understand? So I had to incorporate all of that. And when Kemi told me the extra people that were joining the second part, my liver just cut. So I was seeing names like Richard Mofe-Damijo, Kepi Ekpenyong, Charlie Boy. I'm like, how are we going to do this? I told you before, I don't have this level of experience. And Kemi's like, I trust you. I trust you. You can get it done. So I got an acting coach, and I went in. The script was this big, this large. So what I did was, I didn't read it. I took out all my pages. Because if you read it, your liver will cut again. You will now see all the parts that RMD, and these guys have been acting forever. I was watching RMD as a child.
So that was like a gimmick, like a trick to it, so you don't become.
I didn't want to see what they were doing. I just went tunnel vision and said, just focus on Odogwu Malay and kill it.
Fantastic.
And it did work for you.
So I started to be Odogwu Malay even at home, wearing the robes, wearing hats, drinking in my house, reciting my lines. My kids will be looking at me like, is this guy well?
All right, you know what? Ladies and gentlemen, let's just check out some clips from King of Voice.
Everybody has it.
What?
Wow.
Yes, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We still have Oga Boss himself, Odogwu Malay, Illbliss, right here in the building. We've talked about the actor part. Let's talk about the rapper part and businessman part. You've been in the game, if I'm not mistaken, more than 15 years?
Slightly less than that.
Slightly less than that. Now, looking at what it is as regards music, we know that rap conversation of people don't like to listen to Nigerian rap. What would you say about the growth in the Nigerian music industry right about now, though?
The growth for the Nigerian
music in general.
Okay, music generally. Well, we're in a beautiful place. We have, like, there's so much dominance globally. So footballers are playing our songs. Like in the Premiership, you hear them
there. The dressing room.
In the dressing room, it's all Nigerian music. It's everywhere. Movie stars. We are on the proper charts. We're no longer on African music charts. We sit on the Billboard charts. We do I mean, shout out to dudes like Fireboy. Look at what Fireboy is doing with the new record with Ed Sheeran. And that's #1 record on Apple Music UK, #1 on everywhere across the board. Look at Weezy packing out the O2, back-to-back, 3 days. I don't even think the biggest, most legendary UK artists have been able to pull that feat, you know? And that's just a boy from Ujolegba, Isulere, you understand? So our music is so global. We've grown internationally. I only just wished we could also grow locally. By locally, I mean artists, like legendary artists. I know a lot of artists that helped build this entire industry. They are forgotten, slept on, broke, sick. And when they're sick, they can't raise money because there's no sort of health insurance. There's no sort of trust fund to say, okay, we take care of the veterans. So before you know it, people are trying to solicit for money. And they're begging the younger artists for money. And yeah, they help. They do help. But some of them don't even know the eras that these guys came from.
It's just a pathetic situation.
Yeah, it's just a pathetic situation. And so you're a veteran, but you're broke. And people say, oh, you know, some people came ahead of their time. Some people, the industry hadn't quite developed. There was no streaming. There was no Spotify, there was no Apple Music. The technology hadn't grown up to, but they had amazing music. So it's so sad that till date, nothing is done for the veterans.
What do you think can be done?
It's a trust fund. It's contributions.
But we have those bodies. We have Koson, we have P-Man.
I don't know what those bodies are doing. I am not part of any of those bodies because they can't even secure our royalties. So how are you getting played everywhere? You're getting played on television, you're getting played in hotels and public places.
And it does not translate to money for you.
And they tell you at Koson they have a management issue they're fighting. The board. And it's almost like they fight so they can't get audited, so that the money just sits down there. So as long as there's a dispute at the board level, you can't say... It
affects everyone.
It affects everybody. So no artist earns. And then the bigger artists that have also attained success with streaming and global recognition, they go about and do their shows.
They're just moving on.
They're moving on. Like, if you guys can put your house together, you know, then I don't want to be part of this.
So now, with all that's happening in the industry, what do you think is the way forward?
The way forward is that whether you're the biggest artist or you're the artist that's just popping out today, we need to fix collection. We need to fix this royalty system. Because everybody pays, if we got to check now, TVC, they pay royalties to these people for using our music, but we never get money. People are dying broke, artists are dying sick, abandoned, and nothing just happens. And you know, the way it is the younger generation, they move with times. So this person is buzzing now, they forget the person that was buzzing this time last year. Your expiry date is... Attention span is non-existent.
I truly believe that now that, in fact, Illbliss is very busy, that when he lives here right now, like he has a flight to catch. I mean, you see Illbliss on all the commercials, especially all those drinks that they have in Enugu and in the East and all that, you know, no time. It's just making money like that. What other plans do you have? Like any works in the pipeline or something?
No,
what do you have? Movies. What are you doing?
I'm doing more movies this year. So I've been turning movies down. Let me just report myself.
Why?
Yeah, I turned down a lot. Yesterday morning, I counted the scripts that had come in, that had been mailed to me, and there were about 16 of them since KOB 2. I'm not even counting KOB 1.
Why?
The reason is everybody wants an Odogwu Malay.
So that would be typecast?
Yeah, so you put me in a box and you typecast me and I can't be anything else. And I don't want to walk like that, you know. So that's why I have to hustle and fly so that I can earn, so that I don't have to be stuck on movie money. So some of the movie producers are like, oh, he's arrogant, he's not work, he has music money. They don't understand that I will ruin my career when I start to do all those, you know, AGK Bangladesh, all those, that puppies.
Obi-side post.
The head is dead. So I don't want to do it. I won't do it. So if it's just 5 films I do for the rest of the time, they must be classics. If they're not classics, I'm not touching it. So I want to now do films. So I have been understudying the film business, distribution. streaming.
Businessman.
I need to understand it now before I can get into it.
So are we expecting a film from you?
Oh, absolutely. So I'm doing two feature films this year and 2 short films. So that I can go to the festivals and collect grants. So some people collect money from, you know, just to make those movies. Then I'm back in the studio. I have to record more music. Because people now know me as Odogwu Malay. When you know, one guy wrote me, said, "Oh my God, Illbliss is Odogwu Malay." This was last night. I felt bad.
What's up, Oga Boss?
He says, I have 10 albums.
Yeah,
exactly. And because of one movie.
By Nigerian music standards, I'm a legend. I'm a living legend.
You are.
And that is why you're on our Thursday show.
Legendary Oga Boss.
Thank you
so much for coming, Illbliss. We can go on and on. Thank you for always coming through anytime we call you. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we are done with our guests. We'll be back with Social Ville, so don't go nowhere. Thank you very much once again, Illbliss.